Predictions for Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. It's always worth tuning in when the lightweight championship is at stake. This time won't be any different, and in terms of facing the top contenders back-to-back, it fully completes Oliveira's titles run thus far. Oliveira versus Makhachev has been the subject of rumors for a while. It will be a total clash of the fighting philosophies, pitting Makhachev's wrestling-focused strategy against Oliveira's jiu-jitsu and lethal striking skills. MMA Fighting posted, Alex Volkanovski wants the winner of the Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev replied, October 22, I'm bringing UFC lightweight belt back to Dagestan inshallah. Charles replied as, going to face Islam Makhachev in Abu Dhabi, October 22. Then the final tweet came from Alex, I got the winner. Makhachev will benefit more from the fact that this battle would take place overseas in Abu Dhabi, because Charles' belt became vacant after his most recent victory, even though he won but was able to do better. Islam Makhachev posted about Charles. Charles is very good. He has a good win streak. He beat a lot of top opponents. But for me, it's embarrassing when the UFC lightweight champion asks for someone like Nate Diaz or Conor McGregor, who won like 5 years ago. Makhachev told DC and RC, nobody remembers when these guys win some fights. He tried to call Diaz McGregor, but he forgets my name. And when they ask about me, he says he needs money or something like this. But when he fights with Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje, he doesn't think about money. Now when he says he has to fight Islam, he either tries to say, I want to fight in Brazil, I want to fight in the end of this year, or I need some money. Charles Oliveira, the former UFC lightweight champion, is presently on the run. The Brazilian fighter defeated Michael Chandler at UFC 262 to claim the title of 155-pound champion, giving him his first taste of the UFC glory. After defeating Chandler, Oliveira successfully defended his title by finishing Dustin Poirier at UFC 269 to keep it. Oliveira would, though, have his first loss as champion at the scale. Yes, Oliveira had his championship formally revoked just 24 hours before his fight with Justin Gaethje at UFC 274. At UFC 280, Russia's own Islam Makhachev is positioned across from Oliveira. When Khabib Nurmagomedov's 23-year-old teammate made his UFC debut at UFC 187 in 2015, he was 11-0 and dominated the competition. He defeated Leo Kuntz by second-round submission. Makhachev would later suffer the first loss of his professional mixed martial art career when Adriano Martins knocked him out in less than 2 minutes during his second fight under the UFC banner. Islam Makhachev said, Congrats Charles, and see you in Abu Dhabi for weighing. Makhachev hasn't done much after suffering his first career defeat, other from racking up 10 straight victories over opponents like Chris Wade, Nick Lentz, Gleison Tibau, Gajan Johnson, Armand Zarukian, Davey Ramos, Drew Dober, Thiago Moises, Dan Hooker, and most recently Bobby Green and February. Makhachev will have his first shot at UFC Gold at UFC 280. Josh Thompson has offered a prediction for the UFC 280 championship match between the Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira. Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira, that's the fight that I'm most excited to see. He's my boy, and I think he's gonna get submitted. I think that Islam is gonna get the takedown. He's gonna dominate the top position. He's gonna work slowly and methodically with heavy pressure on the top. And he's gonna end up getting either the kimura, some sort of the dars, some sort of choke. He's gonna end up on top. The strength of Islam is gonna be the big factor in this, and the control on the top position. That's the way I look at it. Josh Thompson made a prediction. Do you agree? It's funny you calling out Nate, who hasn't won a fight in years, and same time saying, I have to earn something. Just say it straight that you are scared to lose. Your jiu-jitsu won't work in our fight, and you know that. Makhachev, who is on a 10-fight winning streak, wrote in response to Oliveira, "Just for the record, I like to break records and I want to break another one. Fighting twice in the same night. I can knock Conor out and make Diaz stab. What do you think, Dana White?" Yeah, he's making excuses. Makhachev said, "This is embarrassing because he said Islam has to fight one more time or something like this." But UFC told him, "Hey, if you do not take this fight, we're gonna give the chance to Michael Chandler. That's why he took this fight." Khabib tweeted, "I just think Charles Oliveira will not show up in Abu Dhabi, and the UFC will replace Charles with Beneil Dariush. Regardless of who the opponent will be, Makhachev is on his way to becoming the best in the world." Magomedov took his official Instagram account and posted a picture with Makhachev. He wrote in the caption, "Islam, there is not much left before the battle. Go full throttle. Inshallah, the belt will be in Hashid. First round warm-up, second round drag him to the deep water. Third round, get business done. Inshallah, can't wait for October 22. Islam Makhachev has undoubtedly been looking forward to this chance for a while, although his friend and training partner Khabib Nurmagomedov has long been seen as his hero. It's clear from looking at his record that this will be his toughest fight to date. At UFC 274, Oliveira defeated Gatji via first-round submission after dropping the highlight and choking him out. Knowing firsthand how dangerous Oliveira is, Gatji anticipates a tough struggle. "I'm 100% confident that Islam will not dominate Charles, and that's about it," Gatji told MMA Junkie and other reporters. "I think Charles is going to move forward. Islam is going to try, and eventually he might be successful, and if he is, he will win. But I don't see him tiring him out. Even if he takes him down for the first 2 rounds, I don't see Charles getting submitted, and I don't see him being too exhausted to continue to fight the fight that he needs to fight." What do you think will happen when Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev square off? Is this the most exciting match on the UFC 280 schedule? And if not, what is? Post your comments to let us know what you think.